How are you? My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Normally, I got a big intro. I got all kinds of things that we do. I would like, but I've got a special guest tonight that I don't want to waste any of his time or your time because we're going to get to him in just a second. Dr. Jerome Corsi is here. He is the author of a brand new book called Killing the Deep State, The Plan to Save Donald Trump. We're going to talk to him in just a minute. I want to remind you of a couple things. Number one, we are powered by right-wing news. You can watch us on Liberty One TV and a lot of other places. Now, the other thing we want you to do is check in right now. If you are deplorable, I want to see who you are, where you are from, who are you. If you've got questions for Dr. Corsi, this man is one of the geniuses of politics of our time, if you ask me. And I'm just ready to get right to it. Dr. Jerome Corsi, welcome back. You know, you've not been on the video show with me before. How are you?
It's great, Rusty. Congratulations on your video show. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, thank you. Now, first of all, you've been a busy guy. How many books have you written?
I've written 25 books since 2004.
25 since 2004. Does that mean
Right.
you write books nonstop constantly?
Well, I do take a break, but it seems like it almost constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I've been very pleased to write 20. There have been 6 of them New York Times bestsellers, and 2 of them have been #1.
Wow. And one that caused a lot of controversy, that was the birth certificate book, right?
Yes, that was a bestseller. It was Where's the Birth Certificate? And I think that's going to cause more trouble again.
Why?
Because it certainly seems like Barack Obama's not finished yet, and Donald Trump is giving off signals behind the scenes that the birth certificate's yet on the table.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know, today there was a story about Facebook, and the Trump guys did something dirty, with Steve Bannon, and they got everybody's Facebook information, and that skewed the election. Democrats got every excuse on the planet of why Donald Trump won, other than people like me and you pulling the lever for him because they can't understand it, right?
Well, and one of the reasons I wrote Killing the Deep State is I wanted to expose the smoking gun evidence against the FBI. I mean, when you read this book, you're going to be stunned. It's going to be clear that there's an actual coup d'etat attempt against Donald Trump, and it's still going on. And
yes.
I've got chapter and verse and 20 pages of footnotes to prove it.
Okay, tell me why you think that this deep state, these people are going after, trying to do this coup d'etat to Donald Trump. I don't understand why they don't just stop.
Well, it built a compelling case in the Killing the Deep State that it's still Barack Obama who's behind the scenes, and he's like the wizard behind the screen. He's pulling the levers with the key operatives in the deep state who day and night are working against the president. I think that he and Hillary felt they were within inches of pulling off, the transformation of the American government into this socialist utopia, European-style dream. And the ruiner on it, the one who came on the scene and just absolutely ruined their plans, was Donald Trump. And the hard left has not gotten over it yet, and have in fact engaged in criminal behavior that I think is ultimately going to lead to treason and sedition charges. And I think Donald Trump is intent on pursuing it to that point.
Yeah. Okay. Now, do you really think that Donald Trump is going to have to actually go after anybody? Because he doesn't seem like he's going to. He talks, but nothing happens.
Well, it seems that way right now. But I think, when you read my book, people are going to be shocked in Killing the Deep State about the deep connections that are here between George Soros, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, even Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller is part of all this deep state operatives. And these people are working together. They have this vision of beyond the United States, where we're going to be without borders and part of the new world order. And we're going to look to the United Nations for our rules, and the bureaucrats in Brussels are going to rule everybody with their omnipotence. It's the kind of utopian dream that the hard left and the socialists and the communists have always put out to people as seduction. But when you look at the Donald Trump reality, I think Donald Trump is going to be as calculating in shutting down Mueller's operation and launching a counterattack. And my book, Killing the Deep State, is designed to lay out where the pitfalls are and to help Donald Trump establish a roadmap in which he can bring these criminals to justice within the Department of State, the Justice Department, within the FBI, within the IRS, within the CIA, all these holdovers from the Obama administration. And ultimately, I do think, even if it takes military tribunals, Donald Trump's laid the groundwork, declaring state of emergency already in a little-known executive order that he signed in December that gives him the power to really do some radical things. And Donald Trump is in the first stages, as I explained in Killing the Deep State, of a counterattack that I think can be very successful.
Okay. Now, I hope you're right. But how much problem is it that Attorney General Jeff Sessions doesn't seem to be doing anything?
Well, I think Jeff Sessions behind the scenes is doing more than we think. But the problem I'm dealing with right now is that it's really no surprise as my book is being released. You've got FBI Director Comey, and he's coming out with his book.
Right.
And the press is going to focus on him and his allegations. I've already reached #1 on Amazon.com with Killing the Deep State.
You're #1 in 3 different categories right now.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been, very high, down to I think #5 in all books in all categories. So the book has been a bestseller and has been a tremendous success coming out of the box. But you find all the major networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, even Fox, are still shutting out the story. It's one of the best. My book is now going to be one of the best-selling books of the Trump presidency. As I say, #1 on Amazon in various categories. And yet I can't even get these mainstream media to give me an interview where they're lining up to use Comey's book to make him into, this great hero who resisted Donald Trump, when the fact is that Comey compromised the Hillary Clinton investigation, gave in to Loretta Lynch when she wanted to make it a matter rather than a criminal investigation, let McCabe and Strozik, these 2 operatives in the FBI, rewrite his statement to the public so that it downplayed Hillary's emails into extremely careless. Said that there was an executive within the Obama administration who was also accessing the email system, not mentioning that executive was President Obama, using a pseudonym, and that pseudonym accessing the email, accessing Hillary's email server offline from the State Department when Hillary was overseas. That should have implicated President Obama in the same national security crimes as Hillary Clinton.
Well, absolutely. And here's the other thing. And my question is James Comey's got this book coming out. Why? Did we not pay him before? If he's got all these secrets, why didn't he say them when he was, being paid by us?
Well, again, I think this is a whole attempt by the mainstream media, which has just become a spokesman arm, like the Operation Mockingbird from CIA in the 1950s, getting their talking points to have a partisan attempt to protect the Democrats. This is what the deep state does. Mm-hmm. Hillary Clinton couldn't have committed a crime that Comey would have found her guilty of, or that needed a criminal prosecution. Loretta Lynch, Holder, they were all going to excuse everything that Hillary did, while Donald Trump, if he had Russian salad dressing for lunch, proved that he was colluding with the Russians to steal the election.
By the way, Dr. Jerome Corsi is here. The name of the book is The Killing of the Deep State, the Plans to Save Donald Trump. Do me a favor, would you please? Will you share this video right now? Thumbs up, hearts, and share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Let people know the truth. Dr. Corsi is one of these guys that keeps being proven right time and time and time again. I don't know. I've known you, 15 years, Dr. Corsi? And you keep getting proven right every single time.
Well, we've it's been a great pleasure to work with you over the years, and we've had some good times together doing that. Your show, Rusty's, also brought the truth to people, and it's why I've been so enthusiastic always to be on your programs. I want to expose that this deep state is aiming to destroy Donald Trump and have not given up. Mueller's still extremely dangerous. The only charges brought against any Russians in collusion are these 13 Russians, these wacky Russians who have been charged with, posting some social media that even the Justice Department said did not affect the election, and that Trump was not involved in any collusion or any other attempt to work with them.
What do you think about the stuff that came out yesterday? This guy, I forget the name of the company he was with, and he and Steve Bannon, he worked for Steve Bannon, and he came up with these crazy ways to suck all this information out of Facebook, and because of that, I've been brainwashed. I must vote for Donald Trump. Something here stinks to me.
Well, what they're trying to cover up is that Zuckerberg, and in fact, this came out today, 2 or 3 major articles and operatives from the Obama administration said that Zuckerberg, Eric Schmidt from Google, all the social media were in the bag for Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And if anybody got the benefit of their data, Eric, Schmidt was actually the chief outside consultant in Hillary Clinton's data operation to micro-target voters. And I'm sure she got the benefit of all Google's information. I mean, first Google shipped it to the CIA and the NSA, which funded Google to start it out. You read Google-CIA, and they're using the information to profile, I'm sure, all the telephone calls, cell phone calls, text messages, email messages they're collecting on American citizens. We know this from Eric Snowden and also from Julian Assange. And the point is, all these social media companies are hard left. They're all the typical hate left, ideological Hillary Clinton camp that were not working with Donald Trump, but were working steadily with the Democrats. I think this is going to prompt an Internet Bill of Rights. I think it's going to mean that Donald Trump ultimately is going to have to get a hold of the social media and bring them to the FTC. But, when you read my book and you see these networks in killing the deep state, and I document how this deep state apparatus, Justice Department, IRS, CIA, mainstream media have worked together to keep from the American people a message that is America first, or that we need to restore the Constitution. Donald Trump's message, they're demonizing him. No matter what Donald Trump does, they find something he said, or he wore the wrong tie, or he didn't show up at the meeting in the correct, with the correct company with him, or whatever.
Right now, somebody else somebody hired somebody for him in England, and they're hiring hookers and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they can't. It just keep. One thing about a bad liar, Dr. Corsi, is they always take it one step too far.
Yes, well, it's what Putin said about this lying fusion GPS, which is going to be used as the basis was used to get electronic surveillance FISA court approval on Donald Trump's campaign. Putin made a joke of it. He said, at least Donald Trump had the good sense to know that the Russian prostitutes are the best and come over here and get to enjoy them. I mean, as if Donald Trump needed to have Russian prostitutes. I mean, he had his pick of whoever he wanted.
Right. Okay. Is this? I think what is part of the problem with this is we're using words like deep state, and that scares regular people to thinking, oh, it sounds like a conspiracy again. I don't want to do this. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's, again, why I wrote the book, is so that when you start reading it and you read Killing the Deep State and you get into it, and I bring you through the smoking gun. Here you've got these 2 lovers, Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, in the FBI at a very top level, in the office of Andrew McCabe, now fired, number 2 deputy FBI director. And they're just doing this hate Trump. Hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. And they said, we've got to keep him from winning. And if he does win, we've got to have insurance to make sure we can impeach him. I mean, once you read this and see their plannings, it becomes clear what the deep state's all about. Because that's not the mission. This is not Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and the FBI out there catching bad guys. This is a group of political partisans, hardcore political leftist partisans, plotting to deny the rightful benefit of winning an election to Donald Trump because they hate his politics.
You know, if I found out that Donald Trump did these things, I would be all over and the first one to say, you're right, he's got to be out. The problem with the left is they never want to do it. Like Andrew McCabe. The FBI is the ones that said that this guy committed a crime. Now you've got Democrat congressmen saying, well, I'll give him a job to make sure he gets his pension. I mean, what the hell are they doing?
And it was not even Jeff Sessions that fired McCabe. It was the Inspector General of the Department of Justice who recommended his firing after the Professional Responsibility Committee of Justice concurred that McCabe had lied to Congress under oath, had leaked. I mean, look, Peter Strzok is the one who interviewed General Flynn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and said, well, Flynn lied. Well, first of all, Comey came out of that interview and told Congress that General Flynn had not lied. But then Andrew McCabe and Strzok rewrote the 302, which is the report of the interview.
Okay.
And once they rewrote the report, then suddenly they rewrote it so that General Flynn lied. Okay, so that seems to me to be a complete setup.
Right.
Then the judge is a guy named Contreras, the U.S. District Judge, who is also on the FISA court. He's the judge who's going to hear General Flynn's case. And Strzok says to Page, I know this judge, and why don't we have a cocktail party where we can invite the judge and we can influence the judge to understand that we need electronic surveillance. And by the way, General Flynn lied and he needs to be convicted of this lie. Now, once you read this and you see this information comes out of the Inspector General report, who gave this information to Congress, it becomes compelling to understand that we have within the heart of the government, in the justice apparatus, the federal government, a hard left conspiracy, a coup d'etat from political operatives, holdovers from the Obama administration to deny justice to to Donald Trump. Who they're going to have a coup d'etat. He's not going to be, even though he won the election, he legitimately won the vote in the Electoral College. Strzok and Page, these two lovers, feel that he's not qualified to be president. And they're going to prevent him from doing it. That's the deep state.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rogue operation of people in authority within the justice and intelligence branches of government who conspire to violate the law in order to affect their own partisan political opinions.
And here's the problem. The Democrats are going to say, you just hate the FBI, which, by the way, Democrats supporting FBI and CIA, hysterical, but you just hate the FBI because you don't love them and you just want to help Donald Trump pull one over on America. No, right? That's not what this is about. This is about bad people in the FBI, not the FBI.
And we want all the justice system. And what the left doesn't seem to realize in its intolerance and their, this ability, what we have to do, what I called about killing the deep state, is we can't have justice be partisan. We can't have the intelligence operations working with social media, collecting data on the American people so we can be micro-targeted.
Right. So
conservatives and libertarians can be boxed off and prepared to be sent to Mao thought reform camps.
I mean, if they think that's okay, then let's start whipping out the IRS to go after liberal groups now. No, we don't want that either. It's wrong. And just because the Democrats did it, they weaponized the IRS, they weaponized the FBI. What we are trying to do is clean this out so they don't do it to anybody.
And Rusty, what if it turned out that Hillary Clinton, was wiretapped on electronic surveillance because of a opposition research report that Donald Trump had used and given to the FBI, and her entire campaign was under electronic surveillance because of a lying opposition research report that Donald Trump foisted on the FBI and Department of Justice. Now, you don't think the Democrats would be screaming about that?
Or if it was done under the Bush administration to help John McCain. Oh, my God.
Right. So that's where the Democrats should understand that this is not about a partisan issue. In fact, what we're trying to do is have justice be as justice should be, blind, with the scale, weighing right and wrong, not a political objective tilting the scale so that, Donald Trump is not permitted to be president. And if that's the case, that's why in Killing the Deep State, I call it, I have compelling evidence that this is a coup d'etat. Now, that's treason.
Right.
And that's sedition. And I think Donald Trump understands this. And in the counterattack, which Donald Trump, as I explained in Killing the Deep State, is about to organize, Hillary Clinton, McCabe, all these others should quit worrying about their pensions and start realizing that they could be facing serious prison time. And the consequences for sedition and treason are, pretty serious.
Yeah.
Especially if undertaken by a military tribunal. And Donald Trump's already declared a military emergency in the executive order he signed on December 21st, which declared that for those involved in serious human rights trafficking or corruption, the Treasury Department is empowered to seize their assets, and they can be subjected to military tribunal.
Never going to happen, though, do you think? I mean, never. The Clintons, no way. Obama, no way. These guys are going to walk, and they're going to walk rich.
Actually, Rusty, I think this time it might happen because having known Donald Trump for years, and what I write in Killing the Deep State, what's at stake here, Donald Trump did not have to run for president. He had a comfortable life. But he is motivated by saving the Constitution. And I think realizing what's in this book, Killing the Deep State, realizing the seriousness here, what's at stake is the Constitution. And if someone like Donald Trump does not pursue it to the full extent of the law, lets Hillary skate again, I don't think that's going to be tolerable to Donald Trump. And that's why I think this, Killing the Deep State, The Plan to Save Donald Trump, is one of the most important books I've ever written.
I think you're right. By the way, if you agree with Dr. Corsi, let's get some hearts and some thumbs up. Share the video, would you please? Let's see here. Gary says, I've listened to this guy before. He's a very wise man. But do you think, Dr. Corsi, the Deep State is too powerful to be brought down?
In normal terms, yes, and it's very powerful. You'll see as I write in the Deep State, the ties between George Soros, between the Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, Special Prosecutor Mueller. These are very deep ties with a lot of money. But the one person I think that can break through it is Donald Trump. And I think he's beginning to organize a counterattack. Now, as I pointed out in the book, it's not going to be easy. He's facing a propaganda attack. There's Russia collusion is propaganda. It's a lie, but you can't defeat it with the truth because Mueller will say, well, we just haven't found it yet. We'll keep looking. Then we'll find it. Well, but by undermining the Deep State, by showing that the crimes were committed within McCabe's office, within Strzok and Page, extending throughout the justice system, raising the conflicts of interest of Mueller, that he should be under investigation for the Uranium One scandal. I think Donald Trump will be able skillfully to bring this issue, turning the tables, and my book predicts and shows the methodology of Killing the Deep State for Donald Trump to succeed and to root out from the bureaucracy all these partisan actors.
I hope you're right. It just seems like it's never happened. The Clintons get away with it. Obama gets away with it. We can go back to Teddy Kennedy. I mean, all these it seems like anybody in power gets away with it. I can't remember any of these guys walking away in an orange jumpsuit.
Well, it's time that stopped.
Yeah.
And I think that Donald
Trump... How about the IRS guys that came after everybody?
Well, again, I think it's time it stopped. And I think that Donald Trump is capable of understanding that. And I write in Killing the Deep State, that's his mission. And I believe he's on it. He's not going to allow what he now understands is an ongoing coup d'etat with, Obama and Hillary behind the curtain pulling the levers. And he's not going to be satisfied just to stay in power. He's going to demand that this propaganda campaign be exposed and that those responsible for these crimes, including treason and sedition, be brought to justice.
I hope you're right. I'm with you. So we all need to buy the book, Killing the Deep State. It's available at Amazon, right?
Amazon, it's now available everywhere. It's published. It's in the bookstores.
Okay, good.
And it's prominently displayed in the bookstores. If it isn't, go find it and put it in the front. But Killing the Deep State is out in all the bookstores. It's on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and BooksAMillion.com. And as I say, it has hit number 1 on Amazon.com in a whole variety of categories. And the book is doing extremely well. We're hoping it's going to be on the New York Times bestseller list.
Dr. Corsi, Jim Lockwood is one of the hosts on Liberty One TV, asks, can you think of anyone's name who may be investigated next or fired next in the deep state after McCabe?
I actually think Rosenstein is going to be investigated, and he's the number 2 in the Attorney General's office, and I think he is a potential to be investigated. There's others whose names are less well known. A guy named Orr, who was very prominent in the Department of Justice, and his wife was working on the Fusion GPS dossier. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to find lots of conflict of interest. McCabe's wife was paid almost $700,000 by Terry McAuliffe to run for office in Virginia's state legislature, while McCabe was still in charge of investigating Hillary Clinton's email servers. I mean, so I think Terry McAuliffe merits investigation. Yeah, I think the Donald Trump has a lot to do here, mm-hmm. and I think he understands how serious the threat to his presidency is.
And you think he's up for the job? I mean, the left keeps talking about how crazy he is. He's still doing the tweets, which are kind of a bit, sometimes iffy, and he's still new at this job.
Donald Trump's tweets have been very effective. He's communicated directly with the people. He's always been underestimated. I've known him for a long time in New York City. He's done enormous things in New York City, including building Trump Towers when no one thought he could do it. And he'll be successful as a president. I predict killing the deep state is something he can undertake. But I wrote the book because it's going to take an informed American public. And readers out there have got to get involved, have got to understand the situation. And you'll be shocked by what you read in Killing the Deep State. But I think out of that shock will come a resolve to make sure the Republic is preserved and the Constitution protected.
All right, Dr. Jerome Corsi, Killing the Deep State, available everywhere, Amazon, any place else you'd like us to find you.
Well, I'm available on Infowars.com. I'm writing there. I'm a staff reporter heading the Washington Bureau. Infowars will also be selling the book. We'll be promoting it over the next few days.
Infowars, you're there working with Alex Jones, and you're doing a
Alex
good job
is a great
for everybody.
guy.
Yeah, so that's what I heard. I've never met him.
Guy with Alex, and I admire what Infowars has done, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Good.
And so you're going to find the book very commonly available, and I'm going to be on the media making sure everybody knows about it. But I think Killing the Deep State, as I said earlier, is a compelling read. It's going to shock you when you read it, but I've never written a book I consider more important.
Even more important than the birth certificate one.
Even more important than the birth certificate. This is at the heart of the Constitution, and it'll come back to the birth certificate issue, because if we expose Barack Obama, as I believe Killing the Deep State does expose him, the birth certificate will be back on the table.
Will it matter, though? By now, he's
yes,
gone.
It will matter.
What difference at this point does it make? My Hillary.
A lot.
Really? Okay.
A lot.
And do you love it when Democrats go on TV and they go, well, Hillary Clinton didn't win the election last I heard, and she's not president, so why are we going back to talk about her emails and this other stuff? It's like, are you friggin' kidding me? So we can break all the laws we want, and we can lie, cheat, and steal in the government, and it's okay if you lose the election? Are you nuts?
And all 15 people listening to NBC agree with them. MSNBC agree with them each night they're on TV.
Oh, that's awesome.
The masses of people who are, going to be reading Killing the Deep State are still committed to the fact that we're not going to just give up to evil. We're not going to give up to a cabal that wanted to engage in a coup d'etat, and they're going to continue to believe in justice for themselves, their children, and their grandchildren.
Dr. Jerome Corsi, James says you're giving hope tonight, and he needed this boost, so thank you. And I feel the same way. Dr. Jerome Corsi, it's always a pleasure. Killing the Deep State. Thank you, Dr. Jerome Corsi. Let's talk to you again soon.
Look forward to it, Rusty. Always a pleasure to be with you.
Take care,
Thank
my
you.
friend. Bye-bye. All right. One of the absolute great guys, awesome men with great thinkers, and I always appreciate Dr. Jerome Corsi. He's a good dude. All right, do me a favor. Now, just so you know, I'm probably not going to be here much for the rest of the week. I'm doing a lot of traveling. If so, I'll try to check in. Here 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, Monday through Thursday, but this week is a little bit iffy. By the way, do me a favor. It's really important. Follow me on the HearMeOut app. The HearMeOut app. You've seen the news stories. The social media giants cannot be trusted, and we need to be able to communicate. So please, find me, follow me, Rusty, at the HearMeOut app. Rusty Humphries, that's my name. And I sure appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Dr. Jerome Corsi. Thank you, Right Wing News. Thank you, Liberty One TV. May God bless you, and may God bless America. See you next time. I'm Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.